Okay. So, Tom, season 4 of 5. We're really in crackdown time, dude.
I really did not see it going.
Guys, season 4. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Millennial Man Cave. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Detroit Red Wings. The first game of season number 4 here for the MMC Boys, which is Jeff Guy, the Jeff Guy, and our Maple Leafs, whose fantasy draft has taken us on a journey the last 3 seasons.
They've been just playing with us.
We had a phenomenal year last year, finished pretty much tops in the league,
Hate the playoffs.
taken out first round. So this has to be a big year to make at least a deep playoff run. At the very least, to know what we have for next year. So, guys, as we always start, we're going to show you what the roster looks like. And to be honest, we didn't have to make a lot of changes.
If anything, we kind of took advantage of some salary that we had available and signed a couple of depth players that if injuries occur, we have options.
Exactly. With that being said, first line's intact from last year. Trocheck, Huberdeau, and Abuli. Perlini, DeBrincat, DeBrusk, back on that second line from last year. Probably one of my favorite lines. Anderson, Point, and Kane.
A little bit of everything there.
A little bit of everything. And you got Bertuzzi, Kyra, and Kapanen. And you've got Tyler Bozak, who we added, obviously in case of any injuries, a big acquisition for us. Former Maple Leaf, going to the Stanley Cup Finals this year.
First time.
Let's go Blues. Sorry, Boston.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that one after. Defense, Justin Falk. We're hoping for more calming presence with McAvoy. Zadorov and Gerard. Guys who know each other very well. Right now on Colorado.
Yep.
And then we got Lucas Johansson and Marcus Nutivara on that last pairing. With newly acquired Derek Pouliot for depth. And then in the goaltending, you guys know him very well, Andrei Vasilevsky. And we got ourselves a nice little upgrade for backup with Jakob Markstrom, who had some fantastic seasons the past few.
You'll see these guys lock down our seasons 4 and 5 of this franchise.
They will be the goalies to finish everything off. Now, that being said, Chef, the only thing that's left for us to do here is start the simulation.
And the answer is
Yes, it is. Season 4 underway, guys, here. Month number 1. Let the simulation begin.
I mean, basic.
Oh my god, an opening night 4-1 loss against Detroit. Not ideal. Columbus, big 4-1 win. Okay, right back into it. We got a couple days off here. A little bit of a weird schedule.
I think that's interesting about this roster I found is that we really have nobody in the minors.
No.
Like our team, our contracts are all NHL based.
Yeah.
We have no two ways. It's all one-way contracts.
It's because typically we would have a nice filled contract or minors, but we don't need it. We have 1 season left after this. Our focus is and has to be on the NHL only. Because prospects right now do us no good. Even if we drafted a franchise guy out of the draft, we'd have to have a serious consideration and potentially move him for an elite player who's already fantastic. Because there's no turning back now. Now, I like to mention the boys are on a bit of a roll. And as I say that, of course, they lose. But Marlies are having a bit of a struggle year this year.
Again, acknowledge that there's nothing there.
Looks like we beat Montreal. There it is. The GM just called that one out. Gave us a little bit of extra money. So 6-3 here. 6-3-1.
I feel like either we're scoring a shit ton of goals or we're just getting hammered.
Scored on a shit ton. So October 6-3-1, not a bad month.
First 10 games, you're pulling what? At 13 out of 20 points? Not too shabby.
Nope. Let's move on to our next month here in heading off to November. Seeing what that month has to bring. As we see a couple names up here, as we said, we're going to kind of quickly discuss. We got the St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins.
First time since Bob Moore's infamous jump across the crease goal.
I am all in on the St. Louis Blues this year. Like, I honestly don't think there's one player on that team that I don't like.
Don't want to cheer for?
Bingo. Now, a first-round pick for Danny DeKeyser in the 4th. Just get out of my face.
I like our defense
right now. I'm not too worried about this. I'm enjoying what the boys are doing here. 10-5-1. And again, as I treat them to praise, they lose games. So I'm not going to focus on this. let's continue our NHL discussion here for the playoffs. We're down to the last series. Now, one thing I'm really frustrated about the NHL here. So, the basketball playoffs are well underway. Playing every other day, similar to how the NHL playoffs typically do. You have Boston, who swept and has been off for a week. And you have St. Louis, who just finished in Game 6? Game 6.
Yep.
Why? And, like, we're talking, like, on a Tuesday night. Why is the, like, Stanley Cup final not starting until the following Monday? This doesn't make sense to me from a marketing perspective. I genuinely feel like you probably want to get your season started on a Saturday. Utilize the weekend.
Prime time.
Prime time, right? So, a little bit of a weird one there from the NHL for me, I'd say. But, as I mentioned, I'm all in on the Blues. I love their story. Going from last place in January, getting Binnington called up. Tarasenko got healthy.
Their coaching fiasco.
Yeah, Berube taking over. Like, this team really just hit a peak. They got healthy. They put a system in place. They called up a couple kids in the minors, including Blake.
They were one of the hottest teams going down the stretch, the playoffs.
And man, oh man, am I impressed. Now,
Month 2.
month number 2, not as successful, I'd say.
No.
Look,
we
we had
really...
a 2-week stretch here. We won 1 game. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
So we're at 13, 11, and 1. Only 2 games over. I think let's get through December.
Take the Buffalo.
And I think from there, we might reassess. Buffalo 17 and 8. That's a big wow
That's
for me.
unfortunate because they are ahead of, like, they are in our division, right? So.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get a better month here. This will definitely decipher, where we kind of go forward with regards to who we're bringing in, what we need to be doing here at our trade deadline. And I mean, I think I'd like to start trading earlier than later if we are going to look to do that.
Yep.
We definitely know there is a little bit of a momentum swing that comes with making trades in this game. I want to get the team kind of well-versed prior to that trade deadline. So you kind of a split there with Boston. But back to kind of finishing off our discussion for the playoffs here. Julius Bergman, that's a no guy from me. 8 years left. Who signed that deal? Good job, Julius. But Chef Tom, so what are your thoughts on the final here? Again, I'm all in on St. Louis.
I hear you. I really wish we got to see a true series between San Jose and St. Louis. Because there's no hiding it. San Jose was not healthy.
They weren't. But again, what team in the NHL is healthy in a playoff run? You know, you got Boston, who had Chara's been injured. He took some time off towards the back end.
Corrali came in halfway.
Corrali, Achari had some injuries going into the postseason. I mean,
I see what you're saying.
Everybody's got it, right? It's expected. You know, going back, Maple Leafs, we are Leafs fans. You got Zach Hyman playing the last 3 games of the Boston series with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's do or die time. You got to get guys ready to go. That being said, we're about to hit our stop here again, so
month 3.
We'll quickly dabble in. Month 3, a lot quicker it felt like, but a much better month.
Yeah.
4 games over now. We're a little ways out of the trade deadline here. I'd say, do you maybe want to do a half month? Maybe we'll go to right before the Florida run here.
Sure.
Okay, so let's do that. And then I think we have to have a serious consideration to look into the roster, see where our successes are, and then potentially look into any deals we might have to make to maybe jumpstart a kind of a push here. Now, that's unless the boys want to take off. I'll let them make that decision for us.
So, I agree with you. I'm cheering for St. Louis. There's not one player on St. Louis I do not like.
Yep.
Schwartz, Stanko.
Who's having a phenomenal seat. Like, just
Schwartz is 1 goal or 2 goals behind Brett Hall for the most goals in one playoffs
St. Louis run
series.
Batting in a third for a first. Now, if I'm going to be trading my first, Chef Tom and I will be deciding what we're trading that for. So we'll leave it at
It's
that.
interesting that all the trades coming our way have been for defensemen.
Yes.
Sending our way.
They're trying to tell us something, but I'm not believing in it. There we go. Last game here to end. Yep, there it is. Overtime loss. So 25, 17, and 4. So let's see.
54 points.
We're going to do a quick pause here because let's double check to see where this sits us. So Buffalo is on crack. 31 and 14.
I don't like that. Like, there's team. Like, we have 54 points. Respectful.
Yeah.
But, like,
Teams
Montreal,
hot
they
on
have
the
a
tail.
game in a hand, and they'd be passing us. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay, 2 games in hand, would pass us.
Yeah.
So, might look good.
Right now. From a point perspective, there's not a lot going on. Like, DeBrincat's our leader, and it's our second-line center. 34 and 46. Huberdeau, 33 and 46. Trocheck, 32. Like, nobody's at a point-a-game pace. Everly's the closest, and because of injury.
I feel like it's just team is. I feel like that's just NHL simulation.
It does really feel like it.
And I feel like we can trade 10 players sideways, and this would be the results.
Now, at 25, 17, and 4, do you want to have a quick pause, take a look to see maybe a potential upgrade somewhere, and see if that helps jumpstart? I mean, we're 6-2 and 2 in our last 10, so we're not struggling.
That's what I was looking at with the top, like in the past 10. So in 20 points, we successfully got 14.
Yes.
That fulfills the Babcock quota.
But your thought looking forward, like you said, there's teams behind us. You want to have a quick pause?
Yeah, okay.
You heard the chef. Quick pause, guys. Catch you right back here in 1 sec. Oh, guys, we put some serious time into it. But it seems like, unfortunately, nobody wants to move.
Everyone thinks they're cup contenders still, right?
Apparently. So we will push forward.
The trade deadline.
We'll get right around the trade deadline here. Let's see how the boys kind of roll it through. So
They were 6-2 and 2.
they were on a run. I'm hoping they don't get mad that I was trying to trade them. But let's hope the winning streak continues. We were trying to just get some better offense. Maybe do an upgrade on our top line center there in Trocheck. Unfortunately, not coming about, but we'll let the boys kind of run it through here. We're in the works to get Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
We were looking for a proven veteran, a star of the league still, a true leader to kind of be that number one center look, and didn't come about. We were willing to mortgage a lot, and every player we looked for did not come about. So let's see how we kind of push forward here. I mean, the boys they're got a little streak going.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
I mean, playoffs. We're talking playoffs. A first-round pick for Sven Berchi and a fourth. Yeah, no.
I feel like we could upgrade our wing station.
But I don't think Berchi.
That's the answer?
Yeah.
Well, that's 6 and change.
No chance. So let's break down the series here really quick for the Stanley Cup Final while we got some time.
So who do you say has got the more complete?
I think right now St. Louis has a deeper roster than Boston does. Now, I do believe that Boston's roster is more tied, tested and true.
Sure.
They're battle-tested. They're a team who knows the playoffs.
As much as I don't like Boston, you got to give the best player in this playoffs, Bergeron. Hands down. He is the best player playing in the playoffs.
With regards to being a playoff player, yes. But I'd also like it to be known that I think that St. Louis can keep up with the Boston style of game. I think that's important to note for this year because St. Louis, and you hear about a lot right now all over the radio, is that, and I 100% agree, St. Louis plays a very Boston-esque game. Like, Tarasenko will blow you through the boards to knock you off the puck. Like, he's like, I'm not just a pretty face and a pretty player, right? Like, and I respect that. No, I don't want Danny DeKeyser. Go away. He's got that kind of style of game, and I totally appreciate that. Jaden Schwartz is a scrappy little guy.
Yep.
He's getting into the good areas. You got Trace Thompson, big boy, flying around the ice. Pat Maroon is no joke.
There's no pushover.
No, like we saw. Which series was in St. Louis when he blew the guy over behind the net, tucked it from behind the net?
I feel like that was the Clint.
That was the Dallas series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was after Vegas, which is Dallas.
Yeah, so you tell me how this St. Louis team can't keep up with Boston. Now I think it's going to be, goaltending will be the telltale. Tuukka Rask has hit another level right now.
He's looking. Good we didn't do any tweaking. Our team's on fire. Let's continue on.
You talked about it. Damn it, Tom. Okay.
Tuukka Rask is hitting next level. I completely agree.
And it's messed up, and I hate it, but he has. The next situation from there you really got to focus on.
Like 2-3 years ago, he looked like he was on the deep line.
I can't talk about Tuukka. It's a tough one for me
burns.
Because of obviously the JFJ troll job. Let's put it that way. And the big thing for me really now is, can Binnington continue the hot streak he's had? He's gonna be the story for them because he's been really good. I wouldn't say excellent. He stole them games. He's had some games where their offense has had to go, but that's every goal. So can he keep up this cold-blooded, I'm ready to go, this is not anything for me, feels going into the series against Boston? Like, I personally think if St. Louis can take one of the first two games at home in Boston, they can surprise the Bruins.
Just for confidence alone, I would think.
Because I think it'll push the Bruins on their heels. They've been resting. They're apparently going to have like an open practice / scrimmage because they've been resting for so long.
Yeah.
So that to me kind of says like in the playoffs, you want to keep that streak going. You want to keep playing. You want to keep the legs fresh. You want to keep the system fresh.
Really, the only thing that they gain is rest in the sense that there's some guys nursing in. But plus off?
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I'd also like to say the boys are 51 wins. Last game here against Detroit, the team we started off with. Can we finish it with a nice dub? 52. That's a loss. Great job, guys.
Okay, so show me the stats quickly before we go into the playoffs.
Okay.
You know I need to see.
Well, you're assuming we made the playoffs. We did.
109 points. You kidding me?
109 points, 51 wins. The overtime losses gave us the extra points over the Boston. No, Buffalo. What's Buffalo? Buffalo Sabres.
I think we might have had the best record in the NHL. I'm just letting it kind of sit by there.
Hold on. 100 points, 109. 109
us in
tied Minnesota. But we had more wins in Minnesota. 51 versus the 49.
So we have that. Yeah, okay.
That's President's Trophy winners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brinkat led the way.
You're welcome. The Brinkat was a name who we were looking into. Luckily, we kept him. So, Huberdeau really picked it up. 20 goals, 67 points. Trocheck, 60 and 75. Okay. Eberle, 58 and 70. Brusker, 20 goals. Falk had 20 goals. Point, a little bit of a disappointment here at 46.
He's on the third line, though.
Not good enough for me. Kane, 40. Respectable, 25 goals. Perlini, 37.
He's on the third line, too. You're telling me that's respectful?
25 goals. He also wasn't a minus player. Look, Point is the first minus player here. Perlini, 37. Gerard, plus 30. Huge. 31 points. McAvoy, surprising. Must have been injured because 67 games. Yep. Tyler Bertuzzi, 27 from the third line. Not bad.
Safe team.
Kyra, Johansson, 24. Anderson, 23. Kapanen's, that hurts a bit. Zadarov, I like the plus 28. Loving that. Pouliot, respectful in 45 games.
Hey, he
plus player.
Did what he had to do. That's all we needed.
We know Nutivara had a big injury. He was out for a bit. Minus 2. Hinostroza, a little bit of tough one, minus 8. Tyler Bozak, plus 3. Yeah. He is a playoff player, as we know. So 51, 24, and 7. Which is a very strong finish to the season. Could this be?
This is shades of last year.
I know, but we didn't get... We had a little bit more well-rounded season. This one, we really had to wait till that deadline. The team really started pushing. Yes. Let's stop the sim. Goals evaluated. We passed everything. Great job, boys. We got Washington.
Okay.
Game 1. That's a 2-0 loss. Game 2. Come on, boys. Let's get back in this series. Overtime loss. Now we're heading out, losing home ice. Game 3.
You can never get shut out of home ice.
There's a win. Okay. So, no sweeps here.
So on the point of you saying with Boston and Lewis, and Lewis can take it from Boston in Boston.
Okay.
Big there.
Home ice is back, Chef Tom. Can we keep the streak going? Okay, HL season's done. That's fine. That's a dub.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
Okay.
Washington. Oh, my God.
Why does every franchise we have now just want to go the full length? Every franchise.
Game 7.
And we're out.
Overtime loss. Yeah, that happened. So season 4 ends
That's season 3.
in a first round. So season 3 and 4, overtime losses. We have one last shot at this. Losing in 7.
Back-to-back President Trophy. Almost certain.
So I think that's the key here is we don't want the President's Trophy.
It's the curse.
There is a curse. So guys, we're going to sim it off the draft here. We're going to close you out for today's episode. Unfortunate, really. I really thought that the streak they picked up was going to help us in the playoffs.
Before we close it out, Jeff, take in how many games? Who are you taking in how many games for the finals? St. Louis.
St. Louis in 6. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a down and dirty series. I think it's 7.
Was good for the playoffs. You always love that Stanley Cup final, game 7.
And I think it's going to go
All right, guys. So we got St. Louis in 6, St. Louis in 7. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about the Stanley Cup Final. Who's the better team? Who are you guys expecting to come out alive? We're looking forward to that. Down in the comments below. So thank you guys again for joining us today. Chef Tom and I also back against the wall here.
Final year.
Season 5 coming up. We got a lot of work to do. We got to figure out what the missing piece is here to get this team over the hump. You guys know what happens. If we do not make this happen next season, you get to pick the stipulation for what our next run is going to be.
Oh.
So, get your thinking cap going because we don't know what's going to happen. Season number 5. You guys know how to do that. You got to subscribe to the MMC. Turn notifications on so you know when the next episode drops. Hit that like button on these videos. Let's keep building up the MMC fam. Make sure, just keep leaving the comments. We love those, man. When the comments come up, we respond back real quick. We love reading them. Keeps us motivated to keep this sucker going. That's just fun, man. That's all I'm going to say. Descriptions below. All the social media pages readily available for you guys to follow the MMC. Got some promo codes for Clutch Chairz. And, of course, Redbubble. Chef Tom, as we head into the draft here, we close out to our viewers and our fans. What do you have to say here? Ending Season 4, going into Season 5. What's your mindset?
Regardless, because next episode will cap off the Leafs. Our simulation. Give us your stipulations below. Win or lose. Then.